Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Kodiak Creep, where we just read scary stories. That's what we do. We just read scary stories, and I try to scare the shit out of you. Sometimes the stories are pretty good, man. We always just read them, and try to partake as much as we can. So I'm not going to ramble too much. The story I have for you today is pretty short, but it's by a Reddit user by the name of u/abalone T. But they also have a surname where they have several published works for sale. You can find her on Amazon at K.E. Kuntz. That's Koontz. From a little bit of the conversation that I actually had with Ke or Abalone, they seem like a really genuinely like good person, in the sense of like, I guess in the sense of like attitude with things. They were super excited about us reading this tonight, and I'm super excited as well. This story is moving up quick on Reddit. Again, it is very short, so we're not going to have a long one for you today. So we're probably going to have some monologue here and there, but the story itself is called Mannequins Are Appearing All Over My Town. I don't think it's a prank anymore. So let's find out if it's a prank. Anyway, once again, go check her out over on Amazon. I didn't see a website. You could probably Google it and find out. There's a biography and everything else for you to know on Amazon. Again, that is K.E. Kuntz. I'll put it on the screen right here, and u/Abalone T if you want to go read some of their works on Reddit. Okay, without further ado, let's get spooky.
It was a prank. We all thought it was just an elaborate prank. The sun rose and the park was filled with mannequins. What else was the city supposed to think? Cops roped the place off. People laughed. The newscasters had a great time making jokes about the clothless fashion show. That was Monday. By Tuesday, people were dying. It was a bus, found in the middle of the road just to the east of the park. Sitting in the middle of the road, the door locked shut. The cops pried it open and blood spilled out. Dripping down the step onto the pavement, the bodies inside had been flayed open, skinned. Nothing left but stringy muscle and thick yellow fat.
Holy shit. I read this once before. This one I read. The shorter ones I'm going to read in entirety before we do this. It's fucking both times I've read it now. That line, whoa, that's so good. That's such a good description. It's very straight to the point. No pun intended based off of the line. But not a lot of fat on the story. Straight to the point. I like it. Very beefy. Man.
They didn't tell anyone that, of course. And the reporters kept things kosher for any kids that might have been watching, but my cousin is the local ME here in Coppervale. Shit. Her name was Ginger. She was 42 and she loved the color pink. The most girly pop woman you've ever met. Except she handled dead bodies for her 9 to 5. I always ended up getting the dirty details from her when weird cases came in, but she was freaked out this time. Can you blame her? 13 people. 2 of them under 16. Skinned. Their flesh was missing. I worked the late shift Tuesday. I'm not cool like Ginger. The most interesting thing that ever happens to me at the Stop and Shop is when one of the locals comes by drunker than usual. I caught someone pissing in the energy drink cooler last autumn. So yeah, it's just normal gas station clerk shit. But that Tuesday, I was freaked. Everyone in Copperville was freaked. It was almost the end of my shift when I realized someone was in the parking lot, just standing. I cleaned the bathroom, came back out, still there, standing by the pump, totally still, I pushed the door open. Hey! My voice carried through the silent dark. The figure didn't move. The hell are you doing out there? Our car pulled in, headlights catching on the shape. It wasn't human. It was a mannequin, just like the ones in the park. Cold fear washed through me, and I backed into the gas station, closed the door, and locked it. The car paid at the pump and left. No one else came by. When I was brave enough to look outside again 20 minutes later, there were 3 more of them. One of them had something plastered all over it. I thought it was paper mache at first. Then another car pulled in, headlights blaring over the forms. This one didn't stop, just picked up speed and went out the other side of the parking lot. I didn't blame him. In those few moments when the lights were catching on the form of the mannequin, I realized it was flesh on it. The missing skin from one of those poor bastards on the bus. That's when I went into the back and grabbed my phone. Yeah, I've already called 911, but look, I'm not sure if that matters. By the time I came back out into the front, there were about a dozen out in the parking lot. All of them crowded close to the door, 5 of them wearing human flesh. It's clinging to their false faces like a grotesque mask, empty eye sockets coagulated red, clinging in thick globs. I tried attaching a picture, but it won't load. I think the bots are kicking it out because of the gore. If I make it home tonight, I'll post an update. And if not, I don't know. Maybe I'll end up on Ginger's table tomorrow.
Fucking bravo. Shout out again to you/Abalone T, K.E. Kuntz. Shout out again. Much love. Go check out their works, their full works again. And they're for sale on Amazon. I think you can get the Kindle ones for only like $2.99. Just a hell of a deal. She's an amazing author. And if I was her, I would be charging way more for my art forms. I do. I charge so much for my fucking artwork. But yeah, again, shout out. I looked into it as of recording this. We're 3 or 4 days into the initial post of this story, and there is not an update. I don't know if she's going to update it, but I did let her know that if she does ever come out with an update to it, that I would be more than happy to do a part 2 or 3, however many fucking parts it takes. Because this shit right here, fucking gold. It's fucking gold. Also, I didn't put this in at the beginning, but I'm sure you saw it in the title. Welcome to episode 1 of Nightmare Bits, which is where we're going to do all of our shorter but still worthy stories. Just little tidbits to hold you over till we get to the big boys, right? Right. I like to equate Nightmare Bits to, if the big boys are like just big slashers like Jason Voorhees, I would say Nightmare Bits are like the spooky little alt goth girl that hides in your closet. Smells your shirts after you throw them in the hamper. Yeah, spooky. She might love you. She might kill you. Who knows? Anyway, be sure to follow the main account over on TikTok at Kodiak Corpse. Check out the surrealism art over at kodiakcorpse.bigcartel. But more importantly, like and subscribe if you like this, and go watch some other shit. We got so many stories. Stay spooky. I love you.